Guild Wars, in-game chat, a cat lady, Dante from Devil May Cry, Amaterasu from Marvel vs. Capcom, and much more in today's dev notes. What is going on, guys? It is your boy Cash, and I am here to go over quickly what they're actually dropping in this new dev note. It's a lot of hype. I actually watched Showtime Doctor's video first, and I was at work when this all dropped. Of course, you know how that is. Every time I had to pick up a shift, and of course, everything drops when I'm not around, but that means I got a good grip on it this time, so I'm gonna leave the music in the background. Let me actually turn it down a little bit. It's a little bit better. Alright, so the Guild Wars will actually be added officially on January 31st. Wow, crazy, right? We've been waiting for a long time. It's been the only PvP aspect in the game has been arena, so now it's going to be switching over to being in a guild. So if you're not in a guild, go and get one. I have a guild, but I do have randoms in my guild, so if you want to join my guild or are interested in joining my guild, feel free to send an application. I would love to have active people instead of non-active people, and people I can communicate with in the Discord channel in comparison to people I can't. So if you're interested, feel free. I'm not saying that there's a billion spots open. I have no idea. We've been accepting randoms to make sure we get as much EXP as much as possible. So hey, just a heads up. Outside of that, the Guild War is actually going to be real-time PvP. If you are from Summoner's War, this is going to sound very familiar. This is also not the only thing that's going to sound familiar to you. This is actually what this means is that you will start a war, and it's not that you're fighting them. It's not real-time actual fighting and stuff like that, like the person is controlling their units or anything like that. Real-time as in, like, if I started the match right now, as my clock says on the bottom right, it's 12:42 p.m. in EST. That's when the war starts. It's going to connect to another guild in the same time frame, and they're going to have about, you know, a certain amount of time, 3 hours. I actually don't remember if it says it here. I don't think it does, because it's still, they don't want to give you too much information, you know. So they're going to have you out at a certain amount of times, and the person that has the most castles at the end, or if you destruct and kill everything, stuff like that. So you're gonna have a certain time, and it's going to it's going to be slightly difficult because people are going to need to be up and around at certain times. That's going to need communication in order for you to win a guild battle, because if everyone's sleeping and then the other team takes all your towers, you're just gonna lose. And they thankfully had another win condition by it. If you did not, if you didn't get all the towers in once, at least whoever gets the most. So at least if one guild is more active than the other and did more work, they'll still win, and it won't end up as like a tie or something, that would have been terrible. Thankfully they didn't do that. And they're also saying here that you need 20 members. Whew. I have 20 members. Whew. I was about to say, I don't think we have enough, but we definitely do. As it says here, the first guild to destroy the opponent's stronghold will be victorious. However, if both guilds fail to destroy the opposing stronghold before time runs out, the guild that destroyed more castles will win. So this is the stronghold, and then you're going to have these other little castles. I'm interested to see exactly how that's going to work out. I'm just going to read it here just for further clarification. I did try to zoom in as much as I could. Hopefully you guys can still see. Guild War is a real-time PvP that pits two guilds against one another. The main objective is to destroy the enemy guild stronghold. However, players must first destroy the defensive castles positioned around the stronghold. Each member will be able to attack an enemy, and a victory or a draw will inflict damage on the enemy's respective castle. Once its health reaches 0, the castle will be destroyed. The whole process takes place in real time, which means players can attack each other at the same time. However, castles currently under attack cannot be attacked again, which means that that's actually for the benefit of the guild. Just a heads up, because if you have 10 people, or the whole guild attacks one person, you don't want that to happen, because then you waste all your attacks, and then all you do is take down one castle. So it's for the benefit of you to do that. So obviously this is going to be really cool, and that is going to lead into the next thing that's going to be in here. I lied. That is actually not the next thing. I forgot the order this comes in. It's actually the in-game chat, which a lot of people are looking forward to. In-game chat, but I think, if I'm not mistaken, will now, like it says, not only with their guild members, but also users in the same server. A lot of people were looking forward to this. I don't really care too much, but it was nice that if I wanted to have a little chat while farming, it makes it less mundane when you can go into the chat. You can say grats when you see Nat 5s pop up. and you could just, you know, chit chat with the people on the server. I remember, you know, you would have certain servers like, oh, we're in server 5250 or whatever, and that was the hot server, you know, like, or streamers or YouTubers will have their, you know, their dedicated server that they would always go into, stuff like that. It's just like a little cool thing, but I didn't really care too much about this, but I'm pretty sure some people do. So hey, it's there. It shows no harm, but of course there will be some harm when there's starting to be scammers and stuff like that. We'll see how they deal with that. I mean, they put the boot on the neck for, you know, the cheating. So let's see if they can keep a clean in-game chat. Mystery Summon. This is, again, if you played Summoners War, you'll be a little bit familiar with this. Mystery Summon separates itself from the original Covenant and the Moonlight Summon system. Mystery Summon will include a pool of the newest Moonlight heroes. After the Mystery Summon update, an additional Moonlight hero introduced to the game will first be available in the Mystery Summon lineup. In addition, a pool of 10 3-stars to 5-star heroes from Covenant and Moonlight Summons will also be added to the Mystery Summon lineup. This is, I think we used to call these with the summoning zones. What this pretty much is that it's going to be a couple of heroes inside of a small pool, and you will actually, you know, have a chance to get specific heroes over like summoning and getting crap. This was usually, depending on how often or how easy this is going to be accessed, you'll probably want to summon on this to get fodder instead of a Covenant and a banner, because this should have no artifacts in it. I actually want them to do the same thing for artifacts, because like I've been saying, like, after the longer that you play the game, you're actually going to want artifacts over just heroes, and then vice versa. Sometimes you want fodder with a chance of getting in that 4 or 5, but you're looking for fodder as well, and you get artifacts. I still think that they should split that up. And it says, because the pool of available heroes in Mystery will be very small, players will have a higher chance to receive certain heroes. Kinda. It depends on the rates. It depends on if it's the same rates as a regular banner, but since, you know, it's these 3 stars, so you're gonna get these 3 stars, but it's still the same rate. We'll see how they do that. They do have really good rates on their Moonlight Summons, so we'll see. Like I said, heroes available will be updated after a certain amount of time. If there is a certain hero you want in the Mystery Summon lineup, don't miss your golden opportunity. So this is going to be smarter. If there's a certain hero that you wait, just wait. And then when they come out, boom, you got him. We got, like I said, Dante from Devil May Cry. He just looks like Dante. So I've heard rumors that he says his Moonlight thing, whatever he is. I don't know. He was in the Bologna side story. I heard this was supposed to be Clarissa, I guess because of the mace with the chain and the cat. Whatever. Yeah, I don't know what this is, but I heard it's Moonlight Clarissa. Woohoo! I guess, I don't know. Hunt updates, stage and stage 11. So pretty much they're pretty much the hunt updates and the side story updates. I'm not gonna read through it in its entirety, and same thing actually with the Raid Labyrinth updates. They're pretty much saying that a lot of people are not getting, or not, they feel under rewarded, if there's maybe there's a better way to say that, but they're not feeling the love, and rightfully so. This game is grindy, just like most games of this type. The gacha universe is very grindy games. We all know that. But the problem is that some of the stuff in Epic 7, it just felt dirty. And most of the people that play these games are casuals. I think obviously there are more free-to-play players than there will be people that pay, and you have the casual spenders as well. Now the problem, even if you were a casual spender and getting, let's say you were spending all your crystals on summons, and you weren't refreshing that much, you really felt it, because you weren't getting this stuff as much. Only the people that were spending money and actually properly utilizing the crystals for refreshes and leaves and all that other stuff, they were getting the most out of it. But even still, they weren't getting the best of the best equipment. They're not getting the side stories. The last couple side stories were actually bad. There was no epic catalyst to farm. They were in the shop, but once you finish the shop, that's it. Like, that's it. Actually, Bologna's, it was actually one of the worst ones I've seen. You played it for a little bit, and then you just go back to what you're supposed to be doing. And before, the other couple side stories, you would actually want to stay in there. This one I actually will read because this is actually really, really good. This change to the side stories. So now, instead of normal difficulty and world difficulty, they're gonna have 4 difficulties, and the higher you go up, the more rewards it is. I am a little scared about that as far as like the energy cost per currency. But they also are saying here, and I will read this out, players will now be able to exchange their event currency for a wider variety of catalysts and will be able to exchange more at a time, more than 3 times the current amount. So I still think that they are holding catalysts for ransom still. I think that if we're in the side story, give us a shop that we can probably infinitely buy catalysts. I just want, and I think they said it somewhere else, that they're gonna be, I'll probably find it, I'll point it out when I find it again. They need to make the ability, I don't like the restriction of making your heroes better. It's locked by Catalyst and Molagora and gear. Those are the 3 things that will make your character better. Those are, but all those 3 things are so, the only guaranteed thing that you have is Molagora. You can't farm it, but you get it a lot. You do get it a decent amount, but then the upgrade is tied to the catalyst. The catalyst is tied to the awakening and the and then you have to farm the catalyst, and then you can farm a bunch of stages. You might not come up with any, but then they put them in the side story, but then it's like, you still gotta wait for good drops in the side story. Side story drop rate is better, but it's still a lot of stamina still in there without getting dropped. So I wish that they just knew, like, allow anything that requires that is involved in hero advancement, making the hero better. You can keep the Molagora how it is, that's fine, but the catalyst needs to be easier to obtain by a mile, in my opinion. So I hope that this wider variety of catalysts and exchange more 3 times the current amount, I hope that's a lot. You can buy a lot of catalysts because it will make it worth it to stay in the side story. Right now, especially the most recent event, is not worth it to stay in the side story, not even close. And then through these changes, we want to prevent our side story from becoming repetitive and dull. That's what it is. I've heard it said before that the side stories are just copy and paste. The story element of it is nice. You get a little nice, like, I love the small miracles, and it's like, oh, you get to see, like, oh, this is how Bloodblade Karen was made. Cool, that's dope. And then it's like, right, let's get to the farming. Let's just spam this stage until I get a month so I can keep buying the chest. And the chest at least was a constantly, you can constantly buy it, and that's what I think the catalyst thing should be. Even if it's a chest of epic catalyst chest that costs a decent amount, that's still good. That's still good in my opinion. So yeah. Yep. And the same thing with the hunts. Let's see, let me just read through this real quick and make sure that I didn't miss anything really important. Oh yes, I should mention this as well. The hunt is now getting a stage 11, which is going to be harder, but it should give you better drops. We'll have to see how that feels. I'm gonna be looking out for the people that are clearing, that have 10 cleared and can clear the 10 11 when it comes out, and to really see what kind of drops they're getting. And I don't know if they're gonna make another like grade of thing for the crafting, or is it still gonna be the same? I'm assuming the crafting is gonna be the same, but you're gonna get more material to craft better weapons. So we'll see how that goes. That's gonna be it's gonna be a feel thing. Feel it out. If it feels like legit, then people will be like, okay, it's good to farm stage 11 instead of 10. Like, sometimes it's not worth it to do 10, maybe 9 is better because, like, it's a little bit easier, but the drop rate's about the same, stuff like that. It's a feel thing, unless people have the data, which I don't. So, I'm still not really doing 10. I still do 9. I feel fine about it. So, the Raid Labyrinth update is pretty much just like kind of like everything else of the updates, like I said before. Sorry to repeat myself, really, but it's pretty much they're trying to make the rewards better. I've gone through my normal difficulty of Raid Labyrinth. You get a weapon drop and it's garbage. Now, like I said, there is a vendor in the game, that Hobgoblin guy, that he sells very, very overpriced on purpose, which is stupid, but he sells overpriced stuff. And also even the original guy in the shop sells like decent stuff. They price it based on how good the stuff is, so it lets you know that the devs really know what a good weapon is. They know what a good thing is. So I'm hoping that when you do the raid, maybe not in normal difficulty. I'll be nice, and I can't. I'm still stuck on normal difficulty, but the difficulty is going above. That you just guaranteed a good drop with percentage stuff like that. Like, you know for a fact that you don't want flat stats on substats. You don't want flat stats on the right side gear 4, 5, 6. You don't want it unless it's speed on the boots. That's it. So just don't give it to us. That's just don't do it. I know people are like, but then it's gonna be too easy. It's like, do you wanna just? I want to just play arena and guild. Like, I want to use my units. And the harder this is, the less ability to use the units there is. It gets boring. You're spending more time trying to make, you know, one unit, and you have a lot of them, and then you can't even make one, and then you just get bored, and then you just go play another game. That's how that works. So I'm looking forward to the hunt and, you know, getting good gear quicker so you can use them, because Guild Wars is here. So you're gonna need, everyone in your guild needs to be equipped, and if the only people that are equipped are the people that are just spending more time in the game plowing through the RNG hell, then, you know, the casual people just will fall off because they can't compete. They won't be able to compete because they are not spending money, and it's just gonna be like, well, I can't play. You know, do you, and people are like, well, what about, you know, you should be able to, you know, they need to play more, so the, like, you'll be rewarded because you'll have way more characters built. But if I can't even get one team built, that's a problem. Like, you know, you want to have options. You know, I have, if I were to go to my account, I have like a lot of heroes, but I only can like rune like 2 or 3 of them, and that's with doing the hunts every once in a while, crafting, and I still can only rune like 2 or 3 of them to the point where they can be decent. And I know a lot of people also just replace gear. You shouldn't be replacing gear, especially because they have a gear unequipped cost. You should pretty much be able to give everyone a separate pair of what they need, and then be nitpicky on what they need. And then when you find it, then it's like, I finally found that one. And then when you get something else, like, oh, I can give it to somebody else for the time being, instead of, I finally found one piece of gear that someone can use, and it will take me about a week or so to get the next one. So no, no, just no, sorry. Next up, we got Amaratu, Rosed, the thief boy. Now, he's pretty cool. I like his design. He has a skull, like he's taking some people, he looks pretty legit. He looks pretty legit. I'm actually gonna do this one. I actually haven't done any of the other specialty changes because I just don't care for those characters. I don't like, Lorena is just overused. She's good, but she's overused. Can't do it. Falconer Kalori I was gonna do, but then now she's just kind of overused, and I don't have the Axe God. So I had Rosed. I actually was interested in him before. Same thing with Hazel. So they are supposedly going to be coming out in January. So that's great. So I'll look forward to seeing these specialty changes. I don't know which are you guys going to do this? And it seems like the specialty changes are getting easier and easier as time progresses. So, you know, that's great, because after seeing what people were going through for Lorena, I have absolutely no interest in grinding that hard for one character. That is good, but it's always these games are always team based. No matter how great Lorena is, she can easily be sniped out, outsped, team outspeeds and just cleans up the rest of the team. You know, all this random stuff that can happen, and then, you know, that one great character is useless. This is a team based game. These are always team based games. You have to make team comps. So if you're not doing that, you can't just focus on one character forever. You need to focus on a team. You build one character in a team, but you got to bring everybody else up, and then you have a squad that is unstoppable. And hopefully with these changes, it will be easier to make not only one squad, but multiple squads that are unstoppable. And then you'll have, you know, more fun, because you just be like, oh, let me use my team. Like when you play the game, it's like you have it says team, you have team 1, team 2. Like, no, you have like one team. You have one team unless you're swapping runes, and then you might have another team, but you got to go swap the runes and spend like 200, 300k switching runes around and stuff like that. Like, nah, that's no bueno. We ain't about that. So let me know what you guys think about the upcoming dev note. That's pretty much it. Of course, there's gonna have actually no, let me also say this. I'll save the other guy. Where is it? Oh, I know what I did. There it is. I'm gonna save Zenon Zeno for another video. I'm gonna give him his own video, but his challenge is coming through. Looks pretty cool. He is a 5-star hero that is farmable. So this is essentially if he's good. I don't know. I like to keep it fresh for you guys. I don't know how good he is, but if he is good, you should farm 6 copies of him and have him, you know, actually, it's a free 6-star. Free 6-star. But the crazy part about this is that, look, 50% drop rate on Epic Hell. Because it's gonna be undoable. It's gonna be undoable. This is the first time they're giving us a 5-star hero like this. It's gonna be hard. He is water. I know he is water. That I can see here. So it's gonna be very difficult. I'm sure it will be. Thankfully, Bologna. I got Bologna. I got Vildred. I got Deanne. I got Destina, and I'm hoping that team can lead me to glory because it's gonna be crazy. I can't wait to see people's comps and videos for that. So like I said, what are you guys most excited for? Are you excited for this guy? You excited for the guild? I'm excited for pretty much everything. This is a pretty much full-on sweep, good dev note. Updates is what's coming more soon. So like, you know, that some of the stuff is coming sooner than the other stuff, but it's all good to know that it's all coming out. And I know everyone is so far. I've been watching a couple of videos. Everyone's pretty much happy. Just happy. Some people are more cautious because they're curious on how, you know, the raid and all this other stuff that they're saying that they're going to be improving is going to go. I'm scared the mystery summons are going to be like Summoner's War. We call them the scam stones for a reason. You think you're going to get a 4 or 5, but you keep getting those 3s. So I'm curious on how the rates are going to be on that. I really am. But yeah. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you like, you can, like I said, join the Discord. If you're interested in being in the guild, hit up the Patreon. If you guys want to financially support the stream in any sort of way, there's even a $1 option. If you just want to give a little bit, you don't got to get the amount. So I'm really hoping that you guys look forward to that. It would help me out greatly. And that's about it for me. Next video is going to be this guy. See what he does. Let's see what he does. I'll probably throw in Roset in that video too, you know, at the end, just to see what he does. I have no idea what he does either because I'm just getting home. So peace.